The stock market crash has some Americans upset with their financial advisors. Today, I read an interesting article on Yahoo Finance, put out by MarketWatch and written by Beth Pinsker, titled, "As the S&P 500 crashes, this new retiree says advisors are head in the sand clueless." The author of this article referenced a 65-year-old retiree who was really frustrated. He saw a Susie Orman post about the stock market falling where she said to take a pause and take a breath. She said, "We knew this would happen, and now it has, so don't be freaked out. Take it day by day." This 65-year-old retiree said Susie Orman sounds just like his financial advisor because they are both head in the sand clueless. We're going to stop here for a moment. I'm not going to villainize Susie Orman or financial advisors. They are all doing their best to survive as human beings. I do find it interesting that Susie Orman said, "We knew this would happen." If she knew it would happen, why wasn't she giving advice to short the market? Why are we not hearing about her massive profits from shorting the market? The truth is, no one knows what is going to happen. Sure, you can analyze trading chart patterns and spot trends and identify support and resistance and recognize reversals and breakout patterns, but that's not going to help you much when Donald Trump does a rug pull on Liberation Day. Getting back to the article, this 65-year-old retiree asks, what should we do? Do we sell and move to anything that's possibly still safe? Do we take a big tax hit? Do we watch our Medicare costs rise? Does anyone have advice that is better than the market always comes back, stay the course? Here are my thoughts. Regarding that last statement, that is one that is delivered to a lot of clients by a lot of financial advisors. I've heard that one myself many times in the past. That may be a true statement if you own index funds. It may not be a true statement if you own individual stocks. There have been countless instances throughout history where individual stocks have not recovered after market crashes. My heart goes out to anyone who may be in that type of position. I am sure there are some retirees right now who are freaking out, especially if they just retired recently. The good news is stock futures are up tonight. We may have a positive open tomorrow and regain some of what was lost in the last 3 trading days. There is a possibility of an emergency rate cut by the Fed before their next meeting. I really wouldn't be surprised to see that happen, even though doing so would result in more inflation. I could see them cave to the pressure and cut. Understand, I'm not in favor of that. I'd love to see them hike. We don't need to go back to an artificially low interest rate environment. Americans have experienced far too much inflation in recent years, in my opinion. I am sure headlines about countries wanting to cut deals with Donald Trump will help to prop up the market. The Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, was in the news today saying that up to 70 nations want to negotiate. The thing is, it will take time for those negotiations to play out, but the headlines will likely juice the markets in the interim. I worry more about what kinds of things have happened behind the scenes due to the 3 big down days in the market. Did Donald Trump break something that we don't know about yet? How fragile are the credit markets these days? There is something else I really worry about, which is the remote possibility that the United States of America could lose its reserve currency status. Imagine the stock market fallout if that were to happen. The U.S. has been allowed to run large deficits in terms of both international trade and government spending. Without having the world's reserve currency, the country would likely have to be more fiscally conservative. I think you would need a Doge team on steroids to do that. Getting back to the article, I read some of the comments, and I'll share some of them with you. The first commenter said, "Those of us who can put aside emotion saw this crash coming a mile away. Now we are sitting pretty with a pile of cash and patiently waiting for a good buying opportunity." I'm going to chime in regarding that comment. It's not so easy to determine the right re-entry point unless you plan to dollar cost average back in over a period of time. The next commenter said, the problem with any financial advice at this time is the assumption that we have rational leadership, and we do not. You may not get 9% going forward, but you may also not get wiped out. I watched what Warren Buffett was doing and got out of the market when Trump was inaugurated. I am getting 4% on my money and losing nothing. I'm going to chime in about that comment. You are losing something. You are losing money to inflation. Unless you really believe the CPI. Even if you do, the CPI doesn't take everything into consideration. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, people need to wake up. Nobody knows the future, not you and not your financial advisor. His or her guess is just that, a guess. What you need to do is use true common sense. Things aren't difficult to figure out. All the info is right there. The fact is, you were greedy, hoping for an even bigger gain, and it bit you in the expletive. If you weren't greedy, you would have moved your money months ago into cash. This market sell-off is based on nothing more than fear. If anything, you should start buying back in slowly to take full advantage of cost averaging. Be smart, not disgruntled. Well, my friends, the commenters always have interesting things to say. Please keep in mind, these are the thoughts of the commenters and not me. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I read another interesting story today. This one was on Yahoo Autos, put out by Jalopnik and written by Logan K. Carter, titled, Tesla Sitting on Thousands of Unsold Cybertrucks as it Stops Accepting Its Own Cars as Trade-ins. The author said, the company previously said they had over 1 million Cybertruck pre-orders, but Tesla can't find buyers for the current backlog of nearly 2,400, valued at over $200 million. The author went on to say, Tesla is refusing to accept its own Cybertrucks as trade-ins since it can't sell them. The author said, this is an ominous sign for the model that was supposed to revolutionize the pickup truck market. Here are my thoughts. I feel bad for Cybertruck owners who may have taken a financial bath. I don't think most truck owners thought the Cybertruck was going to revolutionize the pickup truck market. Sure, there might be some rich farmers that bought one of these as a toy to run into town with, but no farmers or men who haul freight for a living and pull a big trailer are going to buy one of these. These are not a serious work truck. The Cybertruck is an impressive feat of engineering. It is really cool how they were able to engineer an exoskeleton so they didn't need a traditional truck frame. With that said, it is also a very complicated vehicle that is not going to be easy to service in the future. Most people who buy a truck to use it commercially want something they can service cheaply and easily. I know a lot of men who just gotta have a new truck every couple years. They just got to. And none of them are going to buy a Cybertruck. They wouldn't be caught dead in one. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.